That's it, the garden bed is done. I'll leave it up to the other teacher to get the inside lined and that sort of stuff and filled up. Construction classes done their task. So that was that lesson. Project finished for cluster 4. There's probably a few things left in the folio to do in the cluster booklet. Got the new TV installed, smart TV that connects to the computer over there. I think it could have been a little high. Wi-Fi is not that good either, just on the laptop. The old screen here, the Shanto projector. I don't know if it's even worth keeping that now because it's the bulbs are so expensive. But even if we wanted to reuse this screen, they damaged it taking it down. So it's probably stuffed now anyway. A little bit of reorganisation in this cupboard. There's our dumpy level. We're using this when we do surveying. My rotary laser's busted. It doesn't level out anymore, so I've got to replace that. Got a brand new Makita plunge saw that is battery operated, so there's the tracks for it. I forgot to get the connector to make that one big long track. But this is a 36 volt, so it takes 2 batteries. Which will be really good for cluster 5 where they've got to cut up sheet goods. Means they don't have to worry about a cord, so you can probably do it outside on sawhorses or something like that. That was a good investment. We got that through vet funding, which was awesome. Year 9, period 1. Got a stool glued up, a smaller stool glued up. The one that looks loose down there, finished up, got his frame out of the clamps, got a base measured and cut. He found the foam and the shirt was his. He bought that in ready to go for himself. I've got them for the double on Friday. We'll probably get that all done on Friday. I'll go back to doing timetabling. End of another day. Timetable coming along okay. Rooming is done. We've still got to work on class lists. I've gotten all the clashes out of the way. I'm just sort of waiting on feedback from staff about duties, whether I might have given them a duty with a class either side or a meeting in a class either side, because it doesn't tell you about those ones. Classes it does, but not meetings. I was going around the school putting envelopes down in other faculty staff rooms for a collection for my staff member who's leaving because he got a promotion at another school. When I got down towards the office, I got called into the office. The deputy was there, and she was the one who was putting together the ad in the panel for interviewing for that position to replace. Applications closed today, and she said, "Guess how many applicants we had?" And I said, "I don't know." And she said, "0. 0 applications for a full-time TAS teaching job. And not one that was asking for really tough criteria. The last time I needed somebody, I needed a vet metals teacher, somebody else who had construction, and the codes were a lot higher. This time it was just somebody who could teach wood and metal. Not a difficult position to qualify for if you're an industrial arts teacher. But over the past month or so, I have seen loads and loads and loads and loads of TAS teacher position being advertised all over the state. Some of them up the north coast on the beaches, some of them on the south coast along the beaches, some out west in the country, quite a few around the city. Now, granted, our area is in a hard to staff area. Western Sydney and southwestern Sydney are very hard to staff areas. Not the most desirable places, apparently, to teach. Yeah, our schools can be tough. A lot of schools can be tough. guess ours are a little bit tougher than usual. But it can also be very rewarding, which is why I've been there for so long. You do have your good days. Like year 9 today. Year 9 was great. I had a great day with them today. There was success with numerous students in the class. It was really good. Construction class, we're just trying to get the theory of the cluster 4 out of the way, but we were getting that done, and the discussions were good with the kids, and they were picking stuff up, like as in gaining the understanding. But that now leaves me, both as a timetabler and as the head teacher, in a very tough spot. His position won't get re-advertised now till next year. So that means I have no teacher for 5 of my classes, and there's no room in the timetable, in the staffing across the school, to try and cover the classes that I've put on that position. I didn't even load it up fully. It's not a full teaching load. It's very close to, but it's not full. But I don't have anybody to cover it. And I've put feelers out on Facebook groups and in email groups and stuff like that. Nothing. How appropriate. I'm driving behind a hearse. Suffering loss with no clear way or understanding of how we're going to get past it. They're going straight. I'm turning. That means I'm heading down a new path. It should be a lot better, shouldn't it? Just working out the concrete slab. Needs to be far enough forward so that it's at least like a step like that at the front, just to make it comfortable. And my wife said she wants to have steps just going down this slope towards the carport down there. The slab doesn't need to go much further back past the back of the feet, so it's just going to be sort of here. So I'm going to have to dig out this, dig this bit out here, or at least to get this down. It needs to be at this level, and make basically a formwork for the concrete to go into, like I did with the front gate. And while I'm here, have a look at the gaps now in that wall. Those used to be sitting right on top of each other, and now they've seasoned out more and shrunk. Same thing happened out the back. Formwork is in and in place and level, and I need to just go and cut some Rio for in the middle, get some little stands, and then we'll mix up the cement. Working on this landing, concreted 0.06 of a cubic metre, so it's 6 full bags of concrete. getting some of the colour mixed into it. It's bringing a lot of water to the surface. It's a hot day, so this will dry out pretty quick. The mould, brick mould, again, couldn't quite fit in because of where these stringers came to. But there was almost a perfect fit across here. So I'm hand drawing them again. I just put in the light lines for the moment because it's still a bit soft in the centre. Firming it up around the edge, and I'll work it and get some a little bit more ochre onto there throughout. Finished with that, it's just drying now. Colour's hard to see in this mottling with the light and everything. And I've got to put those two treads back down on here. I've got some bolts set into the concrete, so the base of the step will be sturdy once it's all set. And that's like a good first landing, and then we'll have the stairs come this way. It's quite warm today, so the concrete was going off really quick. After weeks of trying, I've finally got the yard thrashed down now. There's still a section there which I'll need to put the saw blade onto because there's a lot of bamboo in there. You can see all this bamboo that's popped up in the yard. I'm going to go at those with the saw blade. I bought an alternate head that would fit onto here, and it had some hard plastic blades on them, which I started with and destroyed. And then this, that's the second lot of line on it. But I've gotten all this area thrashed down. A couple of little bits that I can't get there because it has just died on me and I won't restart. I think it's just gotten too hot. So, time to take a break. I'm glad I got all this thrashed down. There's a lot more to do.